You are the sum of the 5 people you hang out with the most. This is a fact across all boards, and in this video I'm going to talk to you about why it's so important that you surround yourself with prosperous people and what you can do if you don't have physical people to be next to all the time. What I've been doing for the past couple of weeks, or months depending on when this video comes out, has been trying to work my network. And with network, I also think you increase your net worth. One of the things I came across was this old adage, you are the sum of the 5 people you hang out with the most. And this is also related to, you never want to be the smartest person in the room because you'll have nothing to learn. And you can also relate this to, say, playing chess. If you were to always play chess with a person who is weaker than you, you will never learn anything, right? So you always want to find people that are above you, people who are more successful, people who are faster, people who are, right? The same thing I did with cycling. If I was to go cycling with, people that are really, just started, then I will make no progress. But if I cycle with those that have been in the sport for longer, that have more accolades, more wins, then it sort of pushes you to get better. But there are issues, right? I mean, we had the COVID crisis, so there was lockdowns. You may just not have, maybe you moved to a new town, maybe you don't have people that you can directly get to. It's very difficult also to just, if you're just a student, to get access to somebody who's, let's say you're into business. Let's say you're a student and you're into business and you're currently at the university, you're studying economics. How are you going to get access to a mentor? How are you going to find that businessman? It's very difficult, especially, you're starting off, you're probably very introverted, you're very shy, you don't really know where to go. There is a trick to it. And the trick is that the 5 people you surround yourself with, they don't have to be literal people. They don't have to be your friends. They don't have to be in the same room with you. They could be on the other side of the screen. The internet offers vast amounts of knowledge. I mean, how many millions of hours of YouTube content are uploaded every single minute? You can find good podcasts. You can find good conversations. You can find good monologues like this one and surround yourself with that content. If you can verify that it's quality content, and if you consume it on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, eventually through sheer time, you will become more like the person you're watching. I noticed this recently because I was watching a Slovenian podcast actually. 3 friends having a conversation, and I fell in love with the way they were thinking. So I watched one podcast, and I watched another, and I watched the third and the fourth and the fifth. And after about 3 or 4 days of having watched, I don't know, maybe 12, 14, 15 hours of content, I went to a friend's place, my friend, to hang out. And I realized that as I was having the conversation with my friend, I was starting to sound a lot like the guys in the podcast. I was using their vocabulary, I was using their dynamic, I was using their tonality. I was starting to sound a whole lot like them, and it made sense. It was like a switch was flicked, which said, if you're consuming a lot of the good content, a lot of the smart content, a lot of the intelligent content, then you too will assimilate some of that knowledge. And if you consume the bad content, if you're constantly on TikTok, just scrolling through pointless entertainment and meme dancing and pranks and all that crap, you're not doing yourself any favors. Let's agree. In fact, this reminds me of, I believe it was The Incredibles, the animated movie from Pixar, the very first one. There's a scene where I believe he's called Jack, the baby of Mr. Incredible. And there's this scene where supposedly they're playing him Mozart in the headphones, and that if you do that, the kid will be smarter. And I always thought it was bogus crap back then, but now that I think of it, it kind of makes sense, right? You give the person something intelligent to consume. How can they not soak some of that knowledge through? I'm not saying that if you're going to go throughout your day only listening to audiobooks and only listening to podcasts, that's going to be equivalent to having quality friends and spending quality time with those friends and having quality conversations with constructive criticism, debating. Yeah, there has to be some joking, right? There's always some joking around. But I think it's hard to find the types of people where I can say, if I spent 10 hours this week with this person, is my life going to go up or is my life value going to go down? Is it going to stay the same? Am I adding to my value and to their value with the conversation? Am I, playing on this relationship of he's the smartest person in the room for some things and I'm a smart person in the room for some other things? Can we have that discourse? See, if I circle back to what Simplify Life stands for me, for 2023, and what I'm trying to sort of push forward, this agenda, this notion, is to find areas that you're interested in and then find people, not people who are also interested in those things, but people who have knowledge in those things. See, if my goal, for example, is to win a bike race, which it actually is. For 2023, my goal is to go and win at least one bike race. What's going to benefit me more? To do bike rides or to hang out with somebody who also wants to win a bike race, or to do it with somebody who's already won a bike race? Which one do you think is going to give me more valuable knowledge, information, experience for me to actually go forward and attain that goal? Well, the correct answer actually is both, because the guy who also wants to win, very likely he's in direct competition with me, unless he's in a different category. In that case, I guess bad luck. But the real valuable knowledge, the long-term investment of knowledge, will come from the guy who's already won. Will come from the guy who would look back and say, oh yeah, actually I did this and that, and I would recommend that you make some changes here. Maybe you've changed your equipment, or changed your mentality, or changed your training plan. So try to look for knowledge in the topic that you're interested in. Try to look for people who have already accomplished what you're seeking, and then surround yourself with those people. And chances are you won't be able to physically surround yourself with people, so do it digitally. Who replies to this is like, oh, I don't have the time. Dude, I've got other stuff to do. I go to work, I'm a student, I've got to walk my dog, whatever. Look at your phone. Pause the video right now, go and look at your phone and tell me what your screen time is. In fact, actually, I'm quite curious. In the comment section below, type what your screen time was for the last week. Because you realize you're spending hours upon hours on TikTok, on Instagram, on worthless YouTube videos. You're watching entertainment. You're watching things that are not adding any value to your life whatsoever. You're wanking, you're laughing, you're sending memes to your friends. It's all pointless. It's great for today. It's great for this hour. It's great for this minute. But try to just focus. Close your eyes, focus, and look a couple of months ahead, a couple of years ahead, a couple of decades if you're capable. And then look back at this day, this very moment, and ask yourself, is this what I'm doing today going to help me to be where I want to be then? If the answer is no, time to change. And I say this from the bottom of my heart because this is something that I've done, and it's worked, and it works, and it's brilliant, and most importantly, it's simple. Because you can do it whilst you're on the bus, you can do it whilst you're out riding your bike, you can do it when you're doing your favorite hobbies. Replace some of the TikTok swiping with a good podcast. Replace some of the meaningful conversations that you have with your friends with a audiobook. Replace some of the music listening, perhaps, with reading a good book. Hell, you can still listen to your favorite music and read a book. Kill two birds with one stone. Multitask. Reach your maximum level of efficiency. Because surrounding yourself with good content, with quality content, with knowledgeable information, it is impossible for you not to at least attain a certain percentage of that information. And it will elevate you, and it will push you forward, and it will make you more happy, more successful, and more valuable. That's it for me. Hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care, and safe flying.